just today I'm going to be talking about, which I had said previously, that I would be posting on my YouTube channel 3 days prior to this video. Just basic life updates basically. And I would basically like to update you guys on this YouTube channel that I'm going to be growing over the next few weeks to couple of months. That pretty recently, on the night of September 12th at around 11:30 p.m. at night, I was traveling on my bike and was hit by a car. And I mean, the injuries were very, very bad. I could have lost my life. And it happened as while I was in the bike lane, and the Walkman, the Walkman signal that, just says, hey, you can walk basically, when it's safe to proceed to cross the street. So I had that signal. I had all right away basically. And I could hear this car coming up very quickly from behind me. And I could tell this car was coming up fast. So I was like, okay, start to slow down, do a hand gesture for him or her to proceed, since I don't know his or her identity, since it's nighttime and it's a car, it's dark out. And so I was doing everything right and being a responsible bike rider. All of a sudden, I was hit from behind with such immense force. And I remember as I was going back, just flailing back basically, because, a car going like what? 60 miles an hour basically, hitting a bike that's going like what? 20 miles an hour? That's a big speed difference. So basically, I remember just the last thing before, seeing the sky and the stars was just basically hearing my bike just go like, basically go to the ground. So I knew what was about to happen in a split-second decision in the back of my mind. And I remember just seeing the sky and seeing the ground, and seeing the sky and seeing the ground. So I got hit really hard, and I remember, just the ground coming in so fast. Like there was just all this gray. So I could tell it was the cement, because it's like the ground, you see like tiny pebbles and stuff just zooming. So I was going very fast by how hard I got hit. And I remember just like 3 feet to spare, 2 or 3 feet to spare, and my head was about to make contact with the cement. I remember just thinking to myself like, oh fuck, like this one's gonna be very, very bad. And I remember the last thing I heard was just going like boom, like almost like my head, when you like hit your head on a counter, not a counter, but you hit your head on, a drawer handle basically, you hit your head on something like that, or you hit your head on like the refrigerator door when you open the freezer. Like basically that was what I heard, and it was like loud. It was like boom, like that. And that was the last thing I remembered until I didn't know this. There wasn't much that I remembered except being in and out of consciousness. But there was 2 motorists that apparently helped me, because one of the witnesses gave me his contact information, which I didn't even know I exchanged phone numbers. I mean, with being that, just out of my head, completely dazed, basically just in shock from what had just happened. And from the photos that you can see up here is, a lot of blood. I basically split part of my eye socket open. You could literally see the bone. Here's the scar, but this is the scar right here. And I just put some scar treatment on it, but you could literally feel almost like a skull anatomy, like in your local classroom, like if you're in school still, like you could literally feel the bone just right here. Like I lost that much flesh literally when my face made contact with the pavement. And then this was another mark which is healed up beautifully, honestly. And then right here, which is still healing up. This one's going to be a trick challenge for me to heal up. But basically the nostril flap, you could literally open the nostril flap. And so it was literally detached. My nose was detached this part from my skull, like literally from the cranium. So, like, these were the injuries that I had, and I was even wearing a helmet, as crazy as that was, of course. And I didn't get a concussion. I didn't get a brain bleed. They gave me CT scans. They gave me X-ray. As soon as my mom drove me to the hospital and I was in the emergency room, they were checking my blood pressure. They were doing my vitals. And one brief thing that I do remember before, miraculously, apparently, again, this is since I was in so much shock at that time. Apparently, I walked home, which is like just pure survival instinct, literally, because I'm in shock. Basically, I'm basically just getting home. I don't even remember this stuff. Like, the only thing I remember was just being fucking hit, seeing stars, and seeing fucking the sky. And all of a sudden, just, my head meeting the pavement, basically. And just me being unconscious and me feeling light chest compressions. Like, it was strange. Like, I felt like this pressure on my chest, like my solar plexus. And it was really, really strange. Like, and I asked one of the people who I exchanged numbers with, hey, what was going on, basically. And apparently one of the motorists was keeping my pulse going, because my pulse was actually dropping because I'd lost a lot of blood. And it's just so, of course, everything, cauterized, everything, when you bleed, you cut yourself, and the platelets in your blood, they basically heal up, and they basically stop you from bleeding. That's basically what happened. That's just normal. I'm very, very lucky. I'm honestly, I'm so lucky to have escaped death, or paralyzation, because the doctors, they even said to me, and my mother basically saying, hey, you're very lucky. You're very lucky you're not paralyzed, on a certain portion of your body, below my waist or chest or neck, neck and down. Like, I'm very lucky. I'm very, very lucky that I got out just unscathed, but I definitely had the facial injuries to show for it, and I busted my lip. I wasn't able to eat for literally 8 to 9 days. It hurt so bad when I was eating. Like, I remember just even just soft food, like even ice cream. I could literally just, like, ice cream, just because the compression, because I didn't fracture my nose. I actually didn't break my nose. I didn't break any, but the only thing I broke, like technically fractured, was the base of my cranium, which connects to my nose. That was the only thing that was, so basically that's like compression within the nasal cavity. So it was very hard for me to eat, and I lost 20 pounds in like 2 weeks, literally. Like, very quickly I became skinny and I lost weight. But yeah, no concussion, no brain bleed, no brain hemorrhage. I could have literally, that could have been it for me right there. I could have literally I could have been paraplegic in a fucking wheelchair for the rest of my life. Or, dead. I'm not kidding. And doctors, because I have one scar right here. It was 0.3 centimeters away from severing my main vein. So, how they give you blood tests right on this, under your elbow, basically. So this is where the main vein is, and it's my left side. This is where, the heart is located, on the left side of the human body. And it was only 0.3 centimeters from being severed. So, again, I very quickly, if it had gone 0.3 centimeters deeper, I could have bled out on the scene, and I literally would have died right on the side of the road. But I'm just very grateful to be alive. I'm very happy to be alive, and basically to be sitting here and talking with you guys, about what had happened and what it's also like to get hit by a car. When you get hit by a car, it's not like you're getting pushed. It's not like you run into another bicycle or some. No, you're getting hit by a fucking car. Like, you're getting hit by literally a 2.5 ton fucking vehicle that's coming at you at an accelerated rate of speed. It's very dangerous. Like, so that's the thing. Like, a lot of people, they think like, oh, you get hit by a car, it's like, oh, the person just pulled out of the driveway, and it's like, oh, you nudged the person at 10 miles an hour. No, you get hit by a car on a bike, like, no, trust me, I'm living proof of the scars, the amount of pain, and what I had to go through when it comes to dealing with it. Trust me, I know what it's like to get hit by a car. It's like you have people who say like, oh, I'm in so much pain, I felt like I got hit by a car. You know, they say that sarcastically. It's like, no. Like, I mean, I got hooked on painkillers, Valium. I remember the doctor prescribed me, I'm out of these pills now, I think. But the doctor prescribed me 600 milligrams, yeah, 600 milligrams of, as you can see right here, 600 milligrams of ibuprofen, which is like prescription strength. And also, I was prescribed, and this was like later, a little bit later, you know, because it was more powerful and more targeted therapy. Cyclobenzaprine, I was prescribed by my doctor, which is a muscle relaxant. I was also prescribed baclofen. This is what they gave me just when getting out of the hospital. They started giving me, you know, muscle relaxers and anti-hypertensive medications, because technically, like, the body, the reason why like it gives you adrenaline and, you know, you can't feel pain is because the body is basically protecting you from going into shock. Because if you go into shock, you're dead. That's because it's hypertension. That's what it is. So the doctors gave me that. They gave me Valium, which, yes, I did get addicted to. You know, I did have a brief addiction. It's very habit forming, and that's going to have to just be for another video on how, you know, I was able to get myself off of, you know, diazepam, Valium, because it's very addictive. But basically, back to my bike accident, it just, the person kept on fucking going, literally. And this is what I mean. Like, I mean, people today, I tell people all the time, I tell bike owners, I tell bike riders all the fucking time, these people do not give one shit about you at all. They really don't. They will I'm living proof. Like, they literally left me on the side of the road, unconscious, for fucking 20 minutes. And they drove off. They literally fucking, that was it. They hit me. They knew they hit me. And they got right on the fucking freeway, you know, right on the freeway entrance, on how it goes in a loop, and to go straight to the international airport, which was in that direction. So, you know, where I live, I'm not going to say where I live, you know, that's disclosed, but just undisclosed. But just when it comes to my accident, it's proof, because one of my mom, her friend's son, was hit by a person in Santa Barbara, and he was left paralyzed, and he couldn't speak, he couldn't talk, he couldn't fucking do shit anymore. He couldn't even fucking eat. So he couldn't do all the functions of what a normal, and fuck my neck. And he wasn't able to do any of the functions whatsoever of just a normal human being. And guess what? He was trapped in his body for 4 fucking years until he finally passed away. Like, finally he passed away, literally. Because, you know, just the body shut down. But, I mean, I'm just telling you right now, these people, insurance or not, they really don't give a shit about you. I mean, they really, really don't. And this is coming from a person who's a former Angelino, you know, who's lived in Los Angeles, born, bred, and raised in Los Angeles, around, you know, 4 or 5 Armageddon, crazy drivers, you know. It's unbelievable. Like, I look around, I look at people, and it's just, I mean, if I'm ever to go on a bike again, I will be in a group. That's what I'm going to be, and it's also going to be in the daytime because it's just I see too many people. People every single day are dying from getting hit by cars. Every single day, people are dying. Every single day, where I live, just the county, not even just sometimes the county, but even the city itself, the main city. People are dying every single day getting hit by cars, literally. And the driver just again and again and again, it's a hit and run. They just keep going. They just don't stop. Like literally, these people, they don't give one single who they hit, whose lives they're gonna also who they're gonna hospitalize. They really don't give or whose son or daughter they're gonna have, whose son, my mistake, the camera, but just whose son or daughter, basically is going to be, coming home in a body bag, or going to a mortuary facility. Like, I mean, these people don't care. These people really, really don't care. So, I mean, that's the only time I'll ever bike is going to be what I just said previously, in a group and also in daytime, because of those specific reasons. I mean, even the police officer who I filed the report with, even he said to me, "Oh no, I would never bike here. I would never bike in Sacramento." Like that was what he said. And like literally, like because of all the hit and runs and all the things, that he's heard about Sacramento and basically like this town. And yeah, like, so I mean, the fact that even police officers, like are that reluctant, on being avid bicyclists or even riding around, the city, or riding around, even just, literally in a bike lane or even on the sidewalk, it just comes to show you, like, I mean, the people, after I got hit, it just showed me, like, wow, like, these people really don't care. So now it's like, of course I'm depressed because it's like I'm not cycling as much as I used to. I'm not getting the endorphins. I'm not seeing all the beautiful things, when I used to go cycling, which the countryside of where I live is only like, like just a 5-minute bike ride away, literally. It's that close. You start to get out to farmland. It's very beautiful bike rides, you can take in the morning and stuff like that, and beautiful sunrises and sunsets with birds, and close to it is like the international airport. But yeah, I mean, I just wanted to make a video today on this update, and which is pretty important update, a serious update, because that could have been it for me. I mean, this channel would have just, it's like, what happened to him? Like, it would have been like another one of those channels. Like, what happened to him? Like, where is he? And it's like, nobody knows, It's one of those internet mysteries, basically. So, I just want to thank y'all for watching. And I want you guys to also send this video, yes, to kids who don't wear a helmet or don't think wearing a helmet is cool, which I used to think wearing a helmet was fucking stupid as a 22-year-old. So I want you to share this video with kids who are reluctant on wearing helmets. And I also want you to share this video with people or cyclists who you may know, or if you're a cyclist yourself, literally. I mean, to, just take the advice that I'm giving you about drivers and how they see cyclists. Because I'm just going to be honest with you, drivers, sometimes they don't see you. Yes, it's understood, of course, but a lot of times I've heard way too many stories of just drivers just avidly hating cyclists or even motorcycles, just purposely knocking them off the road and hitting them. So it's just, I am going to be making another video, and I will be making 2 videos per week and staying consistent with that, plus also YouTube shorts. So I'll see you around, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.